I'm going to try my luck here with regard to the answer you just gave on that, on the filibuster. Do you know or have you spoken with Senators Manchin or Sinema about where they stand today on that?
Well, on the issue of the filibuster, which is the essence of the Senate, the fact that you can't pass most legislation with a simple majority in the Senate, you have to have some kind of bipartisan buy-in or the bill doesn't pass. Senator Manchin and Senator Sinema have been rock solid that they are opposed to getting rid of the legislative filibuster. That's the essence of the Senate. We could have done that when my party was in the majority. President Trump actually asked us to. I said no, we were not interested in changing the fundamental nature of the United States Senate, which is designed on purpose to kill bad ideas or to reach a compromise so that you can reach that supermajority threshold. It keeps America in the political center.
Sir, I'll give it a shot to see if you can hear me now. Elizabeth Warren has said that the filibuster is based on racism. Is it?
No, the filibuster predates the debates over civil rights. It goes back to the beginning of the country. The filibuster started debates that have occurred off and on of the country. So the derivation of the filibuster was not related to race or civil rights.
Inauguration Day, you were in the audience on the West Capitol when President Biden was sworn in. He talked about unity and bipartisanship. On the 1st of February, 10 Republican senators went to the Oval Office to cut a deal. Nothing came of that. When will you be at the White House? When have you been invited to meet President Biden?
I haven't been invited to the White House. So far, this administration is not interested in doing anything on a bipartisan basis in the political center. They'd be more than happy to pick off a few of our members and do what they would like to do. But there's been no effort whatsoever by the president or the administration to do anything in the political center.
Let me try again here.
It's been trying to jam through everything on the hard left. You saw that on the $1.9 trillion COVID package, only 1% of which had to do with vaccines and only 9% of which had to do with health care. The rest of it was a left-wing wish list. They're now cooking up yet another package they're going to call infrastructure, but it's going to be a Trojan horse that includes massive tax increases on Americans. They're going hard left. They misread the election. It's a 50-50 Senate and a very narrow Democratic majority in the House. Not a mandate to turn America into Bernie Sanders' view of what America ought to be.
When was the last time you had a conversation with President Biden, even on the phone?
I don't believe I've spoken with him since he was sworn in. We had a couple of conversations before then.
Well, that makes it hard to do bipartisanship, which is what he said he wanted to do. The Republicans pretty much got rolled on the $1.9 trillion, and now the infrastructure bill comes. They say between $2 to $3 trillion. Do you anticipate that the Republicans will be able to push back at all? And how might you do that, given the situation that we're in?
Dana, I had a hard time hearing your question. Would you repeat it?
Bill,
have you been rolled by Democrats on these trillion-dollar bills, sir?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You addressed it a few moments ago about the next big trillion-dollar option here, which would be on infrastructure. There is a suggestion that Democrats will go smaller on the next bill to try and get one or two Republicans to vote with them and then come over the top when it comes to taxes, et cetera. What do you expect to be the next bill in this Democratic-led Senate?
Well, what I expect to happen if the filibuster is not destroyed is that we'll look for areas we can agree on, like we did last year when it was a Republican majority, and try to pass things that make sense for both sides in the political center. As I said before, there is no mandate you can draw out of the November 3rd election for going hard left, and yet that's what they insist on trying to do so far.
Senator, thank you for being patient. We're waiting for H.R. 1 in the Senate in a matter of moments here. Mitch McConnell on the Hill, and to our audience at home, thanks for being patient with us as well. We'll talk again very soon. Hasn't spoken to President Biden.
Not once, and they worked together for decades. Do you remember the articles that said this two, they're going to be the ones that can usher in this era of bipartisanship, and all these things are going to get done? Yeah. It's not happening.
Press conference tomorrow. Maybe this comes up. And I think also his answer on the filibuster is something that Washington and the rest of America is waiting on. Yeah. What do Senators Manchin and Sinema do with this? Right. He made it clear that he believes that their positions have not changed when it comes to the filibuster. We'll see in time if that's the case. All right. Quick break here. We got a great